It is.
Cool. So yeah, my dog's up in the room now, but I think she's like I knew I was playing tonight, so I like took her for like 4 runs to like you're gonna be tired as fuck when I'm playing. Uh, cool. Anyway, yes, we're back. So yeah, the major's like I'm going to send. You get the feeling the major's like deliberately like I'm going to send the weirdos to the weird zone. Like you don't have to read them. That's just being really obvious.
Cool.
And is sending these free guards with you. And Angel, yeah, you're aware that each of them have had like medical issues in the past, and probably have something to gain from getting more antibiotics, from this hospital. So the hospital is on the map. I've pinged it there. I'll just drag everyone to it. There you go. Whoop.
Yay.
Oh, that's actually quite a ways.
Is this to scale?
Yes, it's to scale. So it's about 20 kilometers away. So wherever that is in miles.
That's like a fucking couple hours.
Yeah.
I know kilometers. I lived in
I mean, it would be like
metric system OP. Let's just use that.
it would be in it would probably normally take like in our time, like with good roads, it would take 20 minutes to drive there. With the roads the way they are, driving safely, it will take about 2 hours. So not long, because the major's going to give you a car.
Oh, okay. But his guards are going to drive it?
Yeah, his guards, well, one of you can drive it if you think you're better suited, but yeah, he's going to give you a truck.
I don't think I know how anymore.
He's basically giving you a truck and the basic like, if you're going and there happens to be valuable shit to loot there, let's get it, So he will give you a car. It's not a particularly good truck. One of the downsides I picked for the base is it doesn't have a very good garage. I took the bad garage part.
Oh man, and our fixer's not here.
Yeah, we've not got a driver or the chopper or a anyone like that. So you're basically being stuck with this old white van, basically. Like, I think you know what you've got, like you've got a Hermes delivery van to take along with you, and it's in pretty bad repair, but it will go and hopefully get you to the weird zone. If that's where you guys want to go, but that's where you were kind of showing. Go here,
and it's just on the edge of the weird zone.
It's only about. Let's have a look here. I mean, like you kind of only have a vague idea of where it is, but it's maybe a kilometer or two into the weird zone. Like all this like this river here that goes down from this lake. There's kind of a town that follows that whole river. And it's kind of cut in half by the weird zone.
Okay.
So there was an old town here, and you're guessing this hospital used to be part of the town.
Okay.
And my dog is making weird noises.
It is.
So yeah, that's kind of, there's a hospital there. It's in the weird. It's not too deep, which is good. Weird zones tend to get worse the deeper in you get. There's this kind of rumors that if you get to the center of a weird zone, there's kind of an eye where it's completely fine, and there's supposed to be like, legends of people going there and finding great knowledge and
I'm into this.
Yeah, great knowledge and stuff, but you've never met anyone who's made it to the center of a weird zone. Like, normally, once you get a few kilometers into one, something will just rip your body apart. But there's rumors of possibly being like the eye of the weird. But yeah, luckily the hospital doesn't seem too deep in, so how bad could it be?
Yeah, that's what they always say.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think at the moment, just to set the kind of scene, you know that Rafe, Holtz, and Christ will meet you.
Nobody saw that.
Nobody saw what?
It'll be on YouTube.
Well,
I had
in the face.
I was, trying to drink my coffee without looking, and then I hit myself in the face with a spoon.
Yeah, so you know that Holtz, Rafe, and Christ will meet you at the garage when you're ready to go. Is there
So
anything you can do anything before that? There's not like a timetable apart from, I suppose, Domino's
Domino.
life,
hmm.
which I
There's
might
no
actually,
timetable.
I might make a
Oh,
clock for
man.
that.
A turn clock?
Yeah, I'm gonna make
Yeah.
a clock. Just Domino's life. Yep,
Cool.
I've started that clock.
Oh.
Yep.
So I'll just go quickly to my room and like grab some stuff that I put in my backpack, and then some medical stuff just in case.
Yeah, you gather up your stuff, and you've got your 9mm pistol all ready and cocked. I'm guessing, and you've got
Always on my
yeah,
always at my side.
always at your side. Farah, like you've been told to go, you could just slip away and go
Yes,
back to
at
your
this
safe
point I
house.
could, but I mean, I would initially go back anyway, just because.
Yeah.
Um, and while in my den, I would collect some random junk, let's say hospital themed. So I would gotta get a few empty, broken syringes and put them in my pocket. Uh, and maybe
Hospital
take,
themed.
yeah, hospital themed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
lots of random junk exists.
So yeah,
And
you're gathering.
and just as I sit there, right, I would like to sort of consult the mother for guidance on this decision.
Ooh.
You're gonna open your
You
mind.
listen to the radio
Yes,
that only
exactly.
speaks to you.
Yeah,
Yes.
the one that speaks with a calming voice.
Yeah. Exactly. But basically, I want to roll weird. Yeah.
And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
super fucking weird.
I
How
am.
weird you are. Awesome. So you get a very clear.
Critical 6.
You get a clear picture. So last time you described it as like the room began to get a heartbeat and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that how it is with the radio, or is it just the radio talking to you?
The radio is very much a voice. Yeah. It's a like the thing about the radio is it's not purely an auditory experience. So normally the maelstrom, when I sort of open myself to it, indeed what it sort of I see the heartbeat of the world to some extent.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean?
everything kind of starts.
But
Dum,
here I feel like the effect is kind of amplified and more senses would be sort of involved.
okay.
In the heart of your lair.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're in your lair. I think it's just this little hole effectively underground. Like I think we kind of
Yeah,
described
yeah,
it as being like there's all these underground tunnels, and then there's like some like barred off part of the tunnel, but you can squeeze through the bars, and then you go in. It's just your little
Yeah,
den.
exactly.
Probably some like stuff put down to be comfy on. And you're there, and you're cuddling up next to this radio, and then the world starts to
Yes.
but dumb, but not a very aggressive but dump, like more of a gentle sound to you.
Mm-hmm.
And after a few minutes, you hear like the radio. Here, Farah,
Okay.
Farah, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. It's speaking. Yes.
Hello, Farah. Are you all right?
Yes. Yes, mostly. I hurt a man today. Two, actually. One of them deserved it, and one of them didn't.
You're going to have to do things, Farah. They're not going to be good, but you'll have to
Do I
do
need
them to
to-
survive.
Will I? What do I need to do?
Sometimes you'll need to hurt people, like you did. But just don't let it change you.
How do I not let it change me? I've hurt people before, and every time it gets easier.
I can't answer that, Farah. You just have to try and remember who you are. You're going to go to the... kind of as you hear that, you hear like a strange rattling, like the rattling of a door in the background. This is kind of noise, and the voice stops for a second, and it goes, "Sorry, you're going to go to the hospital, aren't you?"
To save the marked woman, yes.
I think that would be very good of you, Farah. To help somebody
Will that
else.
make up for what I did?
No. You don't get to make up for what you did. You just get to try
Okay.
harder. If you go to the hospital, you need to be very, very careful. The hospital's not my place. It's the other one's
No.
place.
The other one, but I
And
don't
again,
like the other one.
And again, as she kind of says that, you can hear more like rattling in the background. Like someone trying to force a door. And there's a pause, and then she goes on. It's fine. Just
Okay.
be careful there.
The-
Don't
The
go
other
in-
one scares me though.
You should. Just don't go into the shadows. Not once you're in the hospital. Stay out of the shadows.
Stay in the light, I understand.
I know you like to hide in the shadows, but not there. The shadows aren't your friend in the hospital. Especially if you're hurt. If you're hurt, don't go into the shadows.
I understand. I will do my best.
Be careful,
Thank
Farah.
you. See you later, I hope.
I hope so too. Love you. Then the voice crackles out.
Yeah.
And a little while later, we'll probably see you all. I'm guessing Burrows doesn't have anything really to get. I think you've got everything in your life on your body, don't you?
Me? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's always on me.
Yeah. So I think you head. Everyone heads to the truck, and you can see Holt, Rafe, and Christ around the truck. Holt's the older of them. He's kind of been in the guard, all his life, like most of them. He's got a rifle in his hand, an old, not like a military rifle, but not like a civilian one really either. Kind of think one of those like wooden not bolt action rifles, the wooden ones. I don't do guns, but an older rifle. And he's kind of an older man. And then there's Rafe, who's this big fella, big kind of bull of a man with an M16, who has like kind of a nasty cut going down from like his head to his cheek, which is all bandaged up, and you can see it's a little pussy and infected. Scalpel would know that he got this in a brawl with some crazies, and it's not been closing very well. Like the hammer that they hit him with was like just covered in just gore and ichor and feces, and it just got really badly infected. It's better than it was, but he's been just soaking up the antibiotics for weeks, so he's probably doing this kind of as a makeup for that. And the last one, Christ, is a kind of a wiry fella. He looks very ill, like sunken eyes. He doesn't have a rifle, but he has a bunch of pistols on him, like a bunch of 9mm pistols just strapped to him in different places, and a few knives. He would be staying a little separate from the other ones. And Scalpel, he's not got much longer to live. Like, he's got cancer, and it's not particularly treatable in the setting we're in. Perhaps if you had chemo, maybe you'd have had a chance, but doesn't have a chance.
No such luck.
Farah, I was wondering, did you look the Major or any of the other men in the eyes while you were doing it? Because I know
No.
you tend to be careful of that.
Yes, basically, unless I mention it specifically, Farah kind of looks at the ground or at other, like not at their eyes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
have you looked...
these things happen occasionally. Yeah, of course. With respect to, I guess for the Major, since he's such a soldier man,
Yeah.
him I would have checked out at some point, I think.
Okay. I think you probably...
I mean, he like most of the long-term inhabitants, let's say, since Farah has been around for a while, I feel like
Oh,
I would probably have. I would probably know
So you probably looked
from most of them.
the major in the eyes a while ago.
Probably.
Okay, he's a wolf, big time wolf.
Yeah. Cool.
Big bloody wings and sunken hollow eyes.
Yes. Gore dripping from the wings.
Gore
on
dripping
the
from the
ground.
angel wings. He's a big time wolf.
Yeah. Cool.
Rafe,
I'll note that just because he's also a player character.
yeah. Rafe, Christ, and Holtz. You've seen them all around a fair bit. I don't know how often you look the guards in the eyes.
Not so much.
Not so
like,
much.
They don't have priority, right? Like
Yeah.
some of the more important people have priority in that sense.
Yeah.
The other people I would rather just avoid.
Yeah. Do you look them in the eyes now? Like since you're going to be
No.
traveling with them, or nope?
Nope.
Okay, so you're keeping your eyes to the ground.
I don't want to know yet.
You don't want to know. That's fair enough. So you come in. I think Holt's the one who talks first. It's got kind of a wheezing voice. You know he's had trouble with his lungs. Scalpel. We ready to go? We've been waiting.
Let's go. We don't have much time. Domino doesn't have much time.
If it wasn't for the fact it's Domino, we wouldn't be going with you. Fucking weird zone. You want to drive or?
No, I'll let you do it. I don't like to drive.
Alright. Rafe, you drive. And he gets into the back. You know he's got like... He smoked his whole life and he's definitely got like fluid buildup of some kind in his lungs at this stage. You don't think it's cancer, but he has problems with eczema and... Not eczema, that's the skin thing. The thing that gets your, trouble with your lungs. So they all pile in. You can see they brought a lot of crates and boxes, things to carry heavy things with. They're definitely like going with looting definitely in mind. People don't tend to go into the weird zone unless they're crazy already. And when you do go in, you can find some good old world loot. It's just risky. So everyone
Sure.
piles in.
Yeah. I jump in the
guess.
back, ready to go.
Right, you jump in the back with these two big burly... Well, there's one big burly soldier guy and this wiry kind of dead-eyed soldier who looks at you. Kind of give you a bit of a hostile look, actually.
I was sitting in between them with my hood over my face, and I just kind of look over at them, and I just kind of like shrug it off, and I just keep kind of like sitting there, like.
Does somebody take the passenger seat next to Rafe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I do that? That would be fun.
Okay, fair. You like
I want to, keep an eye on the, like, basically
the surroundings.
on the terrain. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you hop in next to him. I'm guessing you like sort of sit on your feet, kind of crouching
Yes.
goblin style.
Exactly. Like,
Crouching goblin, hidden half orc.
kind of, yeah.
And Scalpel.
Like code wrapped around. Like, I'm not very comfortable in cars, but if I'm gonna be in like a vehicle, I might as well sit in the front.
Yeah. And Scalpel, do you squeeze in next to Farah? It's like a doubler seat, or do you go in the back as well?
I'll go in the back and spend the whole trip like with my lighter trying to warm up the beak of my mask.
Yeah, trying to evaporate some of that water so you can get in some of the anti-crazy vapors. Okay. All right, so you pile in the back. It's not particularly comfortable in the back. This wasn't designed to have people standing in it. It's a cargo. It's a Hermes truck. But they've put some like ropes hanging from the ceiling for you to hang on to. Scalpel, they hand you one of the ropes. Holt takes one of the ropes, and then Christ takes the last two ropes.
So it's like a U-Haul, right? It's just like a tiny.
Yeah, it's a U-Haul truck, exactly.
So are we riding with the back down or up?
Up. Actually, I think they'd
just...
keep it down. They'd keep it down, I think.
Okay. Then I'm just like sitting down, leaned towards the back of the cab, like with my back towards the cab.
Cool. You do notice that Christ very deliberately takes the last two ropes, kind of denying you one.
I shrug it off and sit down. I'm like,
You're
okay,
cool.
I feel it.
All right, and the truck takes off. Yeah, the come on. It's an old junker, but it gets moving. So between the base and the station, which is in the ruins of this old, probably mid-sized town once upon a time, it probably held about like 5,000 people. The station is the only kind of part of it that's you might call a hold. It's the last line on a train stop that goes all the way to the Hive, which is the big city you try and avoid. But there are definitely people who live in the ruins of this town. The road between the base and the station is relatively well kept. The base sends people out to try and clear that road pretty much every day. But you can still see like the encroaching wildlife on the side, like these big trees kind of overlapping the road, and there's a lot of houses, big old, probably quite wealthy houses once upon a time, that have all been grown over and like have trees coming out the windows, which the leaves from the tree have been falling off in quite high numbers. And you taxi down to the town and begin to make your way through. How do you want to go about getting to the hospital? There's a road going up over the hills and then up there, and then it kind of heads down, and then you could go through Junk Town into the hospital, the Junk Farm towards the hospital. The Junk Farm is a town we talked about in Game Zero. It's it was once a junkyard, and then when the kind of all the cars basically made up this town got turned into a huge perimeter wall.
What time they're coming home today?
A huge perimeter wall around the junkyard.
I don't know.
They made farmland where once this
either
junkyard used
today
to
or
be.
tomorrow. We gotta clean later. Huh?
So yeah, you could go up for the junk town. You could maybe just drive into the weird zone and then go up to the hospital along the river. I don't know how advisable that would be to travel through that much weird. Or you could just try and skip going to Junk Farm altogether and just go straight there. Like, just go around the Junk Farm.
I think we're on a clock, so we probably want to take the most direct route possible.
Maybe a little bit of a clock, just a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we'll take the quickest way.
Cool. So you're gonna go around the Junk Farm?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So you crack along this uneven apocalyptic road, and you travel through the town that surrounds the station. You're not sure what the town's name was. People tend to refer to it as Hell these days for some reason. It definitely has a very broken down, dilapidated look to it. A lot of the houses are overgrown. And there's a fair few crazies that live within this segment of the town. But you make your way through it. And then you begin to head over the hills towards the upper lake so that you can eventually travel down to and around past the Junk Farm. Does anybody want to do anything kind of along there, along the route? As you're chugging along?
I would like to read a person, read Burroughs, but he's not here,
He's
so...
not here right now, yeah, he's doing something. And you're also,
I'll
you can't see Burroughs right now, you're in the back of the truck and he's... Oh no, Burroughs is in the back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you could try and read one of... Oh, but he's back now. There we go.
No, yeah, you can read me.
Okay, so...
I'm here.
It's plus sharp, so I'm just up, roll plus sharp. Here it is. Yeah, partially succeeded.
Cool.
So just one question, I guess.
Just the one.
Okay.
Wait, is it just the one? I think it's more than that for a partial on read person.
No, it's one.
No, it's one.
Oh, it's just one.
3
Okay.
for plus 10.
It's on a 7 to 9. It's 1 to 1.
Ah, okay.
So, what does your character intend to do?
My character intends to help you guys succeed with the endeavor.
Okay.
Yeah, you're getting a
Very good.
genuine feeling from Burroughs, which is good.
Um, what does... Huh. These questions are always so good.
I know. Oh, ask one for one, so it means you get to ask one and they get to ask one. Yeah?
Yeah, like I
that's
see
cool.
him looking at me. He like looks me up
Oh.
and down, right? Basically, and then I see it,
Okay.
and
They
then
can
get
make it
to
a little clearer,
react.
but yeah, okay. Ask their player questions one for one. Okay, that's cool.
On a 7 to 9, yeah, if you're interacting with someone. What? You like looking at me, and I'm just giving off good vibes, and then I want to know what you want me to do, like specifically, like for this next interaction. I see you looking me up, and I'm like in response, I'm like, okay, what else can I do?
I want you to be our scout. Like, I somehow feel you're kind of weird, so I just think you'd be a good scout in this weird zone.
All right, that's like already part of my plan, so we're good to go. We're on the same page.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's kind of what you get from each other. You sense, okay, we have similar wants. This could work out well.
Yeah.
I think as you're kind of taxiing along, Christ leans over you and looks down at Burroughs, who's sitting there, like holding a rope in either hand, and looks at Burroughs and goes, "So, what did the patron give you to infiltrate our town?"
The patron. I sit up and I'm like intrigued. I don't know who this is, he's talking about.
Don't play dumb with me, motherfucker. You showed up a few days before the patron did. Look at you, you're a fucking junkie and he sells drugs. It doesn't take a genius.
I am not a junkie. I am just different.
I guess he's right, Christ. Let it go.
Don't fear what you don't know just because you don't know it yet, because you'll know it eventually.
Are you like coming onto him? Is that what you do?
Yeah, Christ just like stares down at you for a time and is like, "I'm watching you. I didn't expect to get sent off with the two fucking crazies off the town." And the
If he says, I kind of look up at him and there's just the hollow void of my like hood, and I'm like, if you want to watch me, beware, because it watches back.
he moves forwards and grabs your hood and pulls it back, or at least attempts to.
I'll let him do it.
All right, so he pulls your hood back and gets in real close and is like, "I'm fucking watching you."
I'll go
Watch
up and
back.
touch him because he's really close now. I'll touch his head, right? I'll like caress his face.
Yeah.
With my left hand.
He's very pronounced sharp bones, like that kind of very unwell feel to him.
And I am going to puppet string him. I'm going to puppet string him.
Oh.
Interesting.
So, explain to us what puppet strings does.
Give me a sec to let... Oh, I've scrolled away from my... Oh, here we go. In-brain puppet strings. When you have time and physical intimacy with someone, again, mutual, but I have my violation glove because he's really close to me. So I'm touching him with my glove. I roll plus weird on a 10 plus, hold 3, on a 7 to 9, hold 1. At your will, no matter the circumstances, you can spend one, hold 1 for 1, and inflict 1 harm, AP, they take that right now. So the hold forward is me. I can do inflict 1 harm, or they take -1.
Yeah. So it gives you some
just
control
whenever,
over them.
and then I can. That's only on 3. On a 10 plus, I can get 3 of those.
Cool.
So
he
I can
might
just tell him to do
normally
something.
pull away from you, but like he's kind of doing the stare down, like he doesn't want to pull away. Like,
He's
he wants you to
kind of
think
too
he's-
close, I feel, right? He got way into my face,
Yeah.
and I
mean,
kind of responded
he
by...
could do, but he's doing that kind of like, I don't give a shit if you touch me. Like,
Okay.
I'm not going to pull
so,
away.
Here we go, man. This is on him. Here we go.
Let's see if you can finally not roll red. Oh, yeah. That's in the right direction.
Wow.
So you get right up in this guy's
It's a
brain.
lot better.
So you get 4
Yeah.
hold over him, and you can tell him what to do, and if he doesn't do it, he takes damage. Effectively.
So I touch him, and I'm straight in, and what can I do with puppet strings? If he wants to watch me, he gets to he also has to protect me. He has to be my eyes and ears.
Yeah, you're putting in the protect kind of keyword
Yeah, my get
in
out
there,
of
basically.
my get out of jail free card, basically, for the major.
Yeah.
It's starting now.
So you maybe see his eyes like slightly gloss over for a second, and this kind of twitch to him, and it might be a little more, but at that stage, halt. It goes, Christ, leave him the fuck alone. He'll probably die at the hospital anyway. And
And I'm like, yeah, why not just back off?
Christ backs off. Christ just straightens up and gets on with it. Fiera. Well, you ride in awkward silence with this guy for quite a while.
Yes.
Like, you get the feeling... That's fine. You get the feeling Rafe doesn't talk much at the best of times. So he's like...
What does Rafe look like again? Or did you just describe him?
Rafe's is a big kind of bull of a man. He's white and he's got kind of very close cropped hair. He was the one who has the big nasty cut across his eye.
Oh, right.
Going
Yes,
from
exactly.
temple to just above his lip. That's a little bit red around the edges and clearly infected. And it's been cleaned out quite a few times. He doesn't talk a lot at the best of times, so there's a long awkward unless Farrah just starts talking straight away.
No. There's like a long silence. The only thing like that's sort of that breaks the silence is like I'm just looking, and occasionally I see something that just catches my eye, and like Farrah will comment on that, like not so much to him, just to the
About
air.
it.
Yeah, it's more just where I see a particularly interesting tree trunk, and I'm like
Yeah. So I think one of the because Farrah doesn't get out that much. Farrah likes to be safe.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
I don't travel very often.
Yes, this is a rarity for you. So as you're kind of going along, like you notice as you're kind of going along, it's a waterfront town. So you're going along the waterfront, and there's a big we'd recognize it as kind of like a monument. This big marble spear effectively sticking out of the ground with a point. Think the Washington Monument, but much smaller and made of dark stone. You notice that, and you've probably never seen anything like that or really know what it is.
Yeah, like memories made flesh. Interesting.
Stone.
Yes, but it's also not stone.
You see Rafe look at the monument as it goes by. This one goes, "It looks like stone to me."
You need to see under the stone to the memories it holds, to the meaning.
He kind of looks over his shoulder at the monument, looks back and goes, "How would I look under that? It's too heavy."
I am at a lack for words. I would probably let's see. Literally under is earth. I mean, you have to look within.
I need a chisel and a hammer.
No, you are not understanding. It is like when you open up you get to the beating bloody guts of that make up you. Yes?
He doesn't respond to that.
It's the same for this.
He doesn't respond to that. You see him just eye your cleaver for a second as he's driving, like this big bloody metal cleaver you have at your side.
Actually, this one would not be bloody.
Oh, this is your clean one. Your bloody one got crushed, didn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
So he eyes your cleaver for a second, and then looks back ahead at the road.
Do you like my chopper? It's very useful.
Oh, that. It's a bit. Yes, maybe.
A bit, yes.
I mean,
maybe.
I mean, what it has come in so many times. It's been so useful when to eat. It's very useful for
You use
eating.
that for eating?
Yes.
It's a bit. I mean, I suppose if you're cooking steak.
You chop the elongated parts off, and then you put them in your mouth, and then you feast
turns
on
the
the
radio
memories.
He turns the radio on and turns.
He just
it-
listens to static.
And I just pull like a spoon from my coat, and I'm like, this is useful for the softer parts.
And the spoon is bloody. We know the spoon
And the
is fucking
spoon
bloody.
is bloody. Yes.
I just still on that thing. Yeah, no, he turns the radio on and turns it like there's an old CD in it or something that's still working. I think it's probably like I don't know, like some 70s rock like
Sure.
song, like to kind of set the mood. He turns it right up until he can't hear you, and then just goes, "Sorry, can't." And then just looks straight ahead at the road. Everyone else can just hear like the dull noise coming through.
I start bobbing my head.
Yeah. The unfortunate
Oldies.
thing is like
Yeah.
this CD isn't like isn't an album or a playlist. It's just that it's a single. It's that one song which he just has to keep playing on repeat every time you start talking. So he leaves for a second, hits play
I mean,
again.
like when like the music starts playing, like Farah would just sort of like, and put her ear right near the speakers.
Super
sort of
loud
like-
too.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got it right up,
yep, exactly. Like
looking for the mother's
interest,
voice.
like enjoying the vibrations within her skull at this point.
Yeah, brilliant. So you travel over the hill. It's a winding road. This one's a lot less well kept for keeping nature off. I think more than once you have to stop. The soldiers get out, and like two of them will keep guard while one of them has to move like a tree trunk, or perhaps just pull back some vegetation or hack it away. They definitely ask, like, does anybody help them when they have to do this?
I
No,
go vaguely help by like moving twigs and things, like kicking things like rocks with my shoe.
Yeah, you help like I help at stuff like.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, there's another one over here, and like I kick a rock. I'm like, yeah, there, and I like move something. I'm like,
yeah. While
Exactly.
you're like out,
I'm like looking at things though, but I'm like actually like I'm picking dirt, like garbage up, and like turning it over and like playing with it and putting it on my head.
Yeah, and Christ is standing right next to you with a hand on his pistol, like moving around you, kind of like a bodyguard almost. Yeah, so they have to do this a couple of times. And one of the times you're doing this, there's a noise, like something cracks nearby, and immediately the soldiers all stop what they're doing and the guns go up, and they point them in the direction this crack came from.
I'll just stop making that irritating lighter noise I'm always doing, like.
Yeah, you go
And
through so
just-
many lighters.
Yeah, and just put the lighter back in my pocket and drag my 9mm out.
I go and stand like near behind the soldiers, by behind a tree maybe,
Cool.
like sneakily, hopefully.
So yeah, there's a bit more like kind of some noise, some rustling from the nearby bushes, and they everyone kind of stops with bated breath, waiting to see what's going to happen, because there's mundane things in these woods, and then there's not so mundane. And after a time, a small girl walks out of one of the bushes. She's wearing a sort of a tattered white dress. She looks to be about 12, 13. She walks out of the bushes like.
What do the soldiers do as this happens?
Do you want to read a sitch or read a person on that? Or...
I'm gonna see their reaction first, and then I'll
Tense.
judge from there.
Very tense.
Okay. So they're like hands drawn.
Yeah, they've all got guns out, and they had them out already, but they don't lower them when they see it's a kid. But yeah, this kid kind of comes out and walks and stares around her, sort of vacantly. You get the surroundings. Goes. Licks the air a few times. And looks over at you guys. Sort of looks through you all. Has anyone seen any candy?
I'm definitely gonna read her now.
Okay. Partial success. So, does that mean I get to ask one as well?
Partial success on read a person. 1 for 1. 7 to 9, hold 1.
All right.
Yeah, basically, right?
Yeah, so I get to ask a question. So weird. Okay, cool.
What's your character really feeling? What's this character, this girl? What's her like?
Confused and hungry.
All right.
Farah, are you looking at her?
Yeah. I was just waiting. I would definitely like to. Actually, like, yeah, no, let's read her first. That sounds like a great idea, actually.
Okay.
Because why
So
not?
yeah, for you, Burrows, she's feeling hungry and confused. She wants. Well, the question I'm going to ask: what does your character? How could I get your character to give me food?
Oh, okay. She just needs to be interesting enough for Burrows. Which I'm already kind of intrigued. I'm really kind of seeing what like Farah, like the child thing, or like the angel will do next. Like I'm kind of baited.
Okay. Farah, roll your one.
Okay. Yeah. A minute. 2. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. So
I
you
love
get to
missing.
ask one anyways, and then you just get to make a move immediately.
Yeah.
MC.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, what would this character like me to do? I think, and I get to ask another one, but I'll get to
yes,
that.
with your weird sniff the air one.
Yeah.
Your character, she would like you to use your cleaver to cut open one of the other people there so she could get some candy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. Also, who here is
Interesting is
most
the word.
afraid?
Who here is most afraid? Christ.
Christ is most afraid.
Christ is terrified
Interesting.
because he's dying. Like he knows it's happening and he's trying his best to make amends with it, but there's only so much he can do. Everyone else is tense, but Christ is
Yeah.
in a bad place.
Sure. I will walk up to the girl, I think, seeing in her kindred spirit of sorts, pulling out like a piece of cloth that has a symbol on it. That's kind of like completely arbitrary symbol. It doesn't even matter. And I'm like, here, candy.
This leads so well into what I was thinking. So she looks at it, looks at your hand, looks at the piece of cloth, looks at you and goes, "Oh, thank you. opens her mouth and leaps forwards, grabs your wrist, and tries to bite your hand.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna run forward at this point.
She's going aggro on me, right? Basically.
I mean,
Or-
I'm telling you what she's going to do. I want to know what you've got to tell me your move, your response to that. Like
Oh yeah, that's really
you've
cool.
offered her candy, and she's like, "Oh yay, finger candy!" And as you look into her eyes, because you would at this close range,
Yeah.
the big bloody wings come out of her back, and her eyes burn away to the hollows. But unlike the people you're used to seeing, there's the hollows are actually filled with burning coals that crackle and burn as she looks at you. Although her face
Okay.
remains very placid and almost like innocent, like apart from the burning coal eyes.
Okay. And she's basically also trying to eat my fingers at the same time, right? This is
She has
Okay.
she has the tummy rumblies that only fingers can satisfy.
Okay. I attempt to jump back initially. Like sort of trying to jump back in such a way that I fall to the ground, like basically.
Okay. I think you're doing something under fire, probably, and the
Yeah.
fire is
Probably.
delicious, tasty fingers.
Yes.
Does that sound
Sure.
right to everyone? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Partial success. Okay, so you let's see, partial. You flinch, hesitate, or stall. So you do it. You jump backwards and you fall backwards, but you don't pull away strongly enough. And she comes down on top of you. And like you're both quite small. She's maybe even a little bit smaller. And she's like moving. She's like on top of you now, and she's still trying to get at your fingers. And then she's like moving. She's like got her mouth always like like I want the candy. Like she's starting to throw a kind of a bratty fit. Burroughs, you were running forwards to intervene in
Yeah,
some way.
I see this happening, and I see her like aura start to sour as like she's so close to what she wants. I can finally tell like her true intentions. So I'm attempting to help Farah. So I'm gonna run forward and try to stab this girl.
Oh wow, just straight stabbing.
Just
Okay,
straight up stab her.
so you're going.
Yeah, dude, I don't react cool. This is not gonna turn well.
Okay.
I don't think. I think we need to move on
Yeah.
and get out of here. We also have that guy dying.
So it sounds like you're going aggro.
Exactly.
And what you want is for her to get off Farah and get away, or she's getting a stabbing.
If I can get over and like freak her out, like just with my general like a visage and shit.
Yeah.
I could also scare her. I could whisper into her brain and freak her out.
Oh, do you have the mind bullets one?
I have direct brain whisper projection.
You fucking...
My brain is a weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, you could either direct whisker or you could use your knife. It's your choice.
Should I just try to scare her off, or should I just straight up try to murder her?
Your call.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because with go aggro, they basically get a choice, you know. Get stabbed.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna
It sounds
I'm gonna
like...
run up and like attempt to like put fear into her mind, right?
Okay.
Just like the thing she's most afraid of, it's
So-
straight into her brain.
Cool. So you go aggro, but with your brain, basically.
Just coming back.
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll on weird. This is way better. This
Yeah.
is way better.
So you probably do come forward
we
with a
go.
knife, but you're also like screaming and going out with
Yeah,
your
I
brain.
probably whip out. To be honest, I whip out something sharp, just like a piece of rebar or something that's been like sharpened, like or something, like just
Yeah.
a sharp piece of metal.
Cool.
And here
Alright.
we go.
Success partially. So they choose one of the above or one of the following. Get the hell out of the way. Barricade themselves securely in. Give something they want. Back off. I think they barricade themselves securely in like she screams, grabs her head, throws herself off Farah and goes into the fetal position. And as that happens behind you, you hear like a gunshot. And when you look over your shoulder, Christ just fired his gun, but Rafe grabbed his arm and pushed it down, so it fired into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And Rafe just goes, "She's just a crazy kid. Come on, let's go." Everyone
I
get in the
yell
truck.
at them. Just her eyes, they were burning. They were flames.
This little one, these little ones are not well. This one, the new one specifically, is unwell. We need to leave her now.
Everyone in. Come on.
I grab
Back
Farrah. I
into
grab
safety.
Farrah and I just start dragging her, and we're leaving.
Yeah,
and
that's
I just
fine.
leaving the girl in the fetal position out in the cold.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fine. You drag them in. Scalpel, do you get in the truck as well? Everyone's just kind of bailing.
So I was out. So what?
Basically, Boros brain scared this little girl, and she
Okay.
fell into the fetal position, and she hasn't really
I
gotten
fucking
up.
just terrified her somehow. Like I just ran up and spooked her. It looked like, but to her, she's fucking terrified.
Yeah,
And then I just grabbed Farrah, and now I'm just tugging her along.
yeah.
Okay.
And I reckon probably Holt puts a meaty hand on the back of your neck, Scalpel, and tries to do it like bodyguard press you into the truck sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll just follow. Like, I don't know what just happened. I was just lost in my thoughts, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And Holt sees that he pushes you and he puts you on the ground, and he kind of stands over you, like his gun up and pressing around, looking around, like he checks everybody as they go in, and he looks at you, Farrah, as you're kind of confused, and you look at Holt back, and as you're, I think you kind of make eye contact with Holt,
Sure.
even if you don't really want to in this
Yeah,
situation.
no, it's like at this point I'm halfway panicking, so my
Yeah.
my gaze is basically flicking around
And
everywhere.
Holt's like in the back of the truck. He's got his like M16 up, like doing the kind of point round. He's definitely Scalpel treating you as the asset that he needs to look after. You're, the town doctor.
Yeah.
But as you're watching him, Farrah, his eyes sink back into black pits and bloody wings sprout from his back, filling up the back of the truck.
Damn it!
Pete, you're surrounded by wolves.
I'm
Yeah.
surrounded.
And then you
I'm
look
surrounded.
into Burroughs' eyes as he pulls you along, and Burroughs,
Yeah.
his eyes fall into black pits, and bloody wings come out of Burroughs' back.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I just close my eyes and huddle down, and I'm like, I'm surrounded. I need to get out, but I can't.
Yeah. Burroughs, for your point, you have no sensation one way or the other when she looks you in the eyes. It's just there's a girl. A weird one, but anyway. So everyone gets piled in the back of the truck, and they
Who
just
is now basically shivering and like
Okay, we're in the truck, and I'm assuming it's just like we just get in and start going, right?
yeah, they get in. There was stuff blocking your way, but they just push through it. They cleared enough out of the way that they just drive over it. And they just
I'll read Farrah now too, because I want to see if I can calm her.
that's cool.
read that weird brainer kid. Partial
Yeah.
success. 1 for 1.
Okay.
One for one.
Let me get my notes again.
Let's get the notes.
How good could I get your character to like me? Like, see that I'm maybe a wolf, but I'm a lone wolf. I'm not part of the pack. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like, I want to be friendly with you. I may be a wolf, but like I'm not like I'm a sheepish wolf.
Yeah.
I'm like a literal
Burroughs,
sheepish
you're
wolf.
not aware you're a wolf.
No,
I feel.
actually-
Yeah. No.
But I still want
no. But like, how could I get your character to
like
me? That's
because I
fine.
feel like I feel like I felt that happen, like her clothes off as that happened, and the whole thing, and I don't know. I feel like in general, I just want her to like me in general, though, and I feel like the last situation soured our experience thus far.
I could get. So the response you would get would literally be, "Clip off your wings." That would probably be
possibly
from a. Oh right, this is actually the out of character.
Yeah, this
thing,
is out of
right?
character thing.
Yeah.
I
how you-
suppose I don't know. This is obviously on you, Farrah, but one of the ways could be to be alone with you and not try and murder you.
That's probably a safe bet. It's like there isn't
Light?
like.
Oh, that term. Come to see me as an ally. That's what I really
Yeah,
mean.
yeah. Sure, sure. I guess if you killed one of the wolves.
Ooh, damn it! I can't ask which wolf, can I?
No, I don't. Well, I mean,
No.
no, I
I
don't think
suppose
you
how
can.
that would transfer to Burrows is, you get the feeling
A threat.
if you
Yeah.
killed something threatening Farah, if you showed yourself protective towards her, that would go a long way because Farah cares about safety.
All right. Okay.
Yes. I think that's probably fair. Yeah.
And you get a question as well, Farah.
Yes, I know.
Because I'm like obviously like close. I'm like watching you now. That's like I feel right. Like I'm just like looking you up and down through the empty hollow of my hood,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to respond somehow.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I would respond.
And if you wanted to, you can hold this. So you could wait until you
Yeah, I'll
ask
hold.
a question. and
That's
then ask him
probably
to tell the
fair
truth.
because at this point he's just staring, right?
Yeah.
For the
No, I'm
most
just
part.
I've like ushered you in, and I'm probably making sure you're all right, and like monitored, like
Oh,
watching
right.
you,
I see
like
what
from the
you-
distance. And I already kind of watch you already because of our history.
It's a lot of intense watching that goes on in this group.
It's from we're all brooding weirdos.
Yeah. This is like, I mean, you're basically trying to get me out of a weird type of like closed off situation.
Or
I don't feel. I don't really feel.
assist you in the defense of your psychosis, right? I'll
Yeah.
let you buy into it for sure.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether it's true or not, right? Like whether this is an
That's the
actual
point.
thing.
Yeah. You can hang on to that then. We'll say you're hanging on to it.
Yeah, I'll hold one.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So the truck continues on, a bit tenser after that. Those of you looking at the truck, the girl eventually just stood up and continued on her way like nothing happened.